안녕하세요. Hello everyone. In this module, you will learn a variety of Korean words to talk about your daily life. How was your day today? What time do you get up every morning? Where do you eat lunch? You will study how to describe your lifestyle. Also, you will learn about words describing time and place. After completing this module, you will be able to talk about your daily life using a variety of expressions. After you finish your class or your work, where do you go? In this unit, you will take a look at a vocabulary regarding locations and the usage of action verbs. You will also learn about informal sentence endings as well. But first, shall we take a look at the conversation? Pay close attention.
어디에 가요?
학교에 가요.
Let's examine their conversation. 어디에 가요? In English is where are you going? 학교에 가요 is I'm going to school. Listen one more time and repeat. 어디에 가요? 학교에 가요. Great job. Let's look at the pronunciation. 학교 in 학교에 가요 is pronounced 학교. The final consonant 기역 in 학, the first syllable, meets the soft K sound 기역 in 교 and turns into a strong tension sound, thereby pronounced 학교. 학교. Good job. At this time, we will take a look at various verbs. In a verb in its dictionary form, or also known the infinitive or root form, it consists of verb stem and syllable 다, which is together with the verb stem to be a basic form or a dictionary form. For example, in 가다, which means to go in English, 가 is a verb stem or root which attaches to other sentence ending or a grammatical item that represents respectively a different meaning. So we will examine the basic forms of those action verbs. 가다, 자다, 만나다, 받다, 찾다, 오다, 보다, 놀다, 사다, 살다. Shall we look at words describing places? 학교, 공원, 집, 도서관, 마트, 회사, 화장실, 공항, 병원, 대사관. Lots of vocabulary, right? I know it's very hard to remember, but you're going to get used to those words after a little bit of practice. Well, now let's practice the expressions. 어디 of 어디에 가요 means where. 에 is a particle indicating one's course or direction toward a place. 가다 of 가요 is the basic form of the verb, and in Korean sentences, you don't just use the basic form, but change the verb stem accordingly, as I mentioned earlier. The stem in 가다 is 가. You have to use the ending 아요 or 어요 in a predicate sentence to change it. Then how 가다 be changed? There is a sound in 가 of 가다. If it has a vowel a or o in the verb stem, you take a. Then 가다 becomes 가아요, but we say 가요 for short. Then how about 자다? Like 가다, 자다 becomes 자요. What about 만나다? It goes the same way. What is the verb stem of 만나다? Yes, it is 만나. And we take the vowel a. Since it ends with a in 만나, it becomes 만나요, just like in 가다. What about the verbs with final consonants? In 밭 of 밭다, there is a sound. 아요 follows a, so it becomes 바다요. As there is a final consonant 디귿 in 밭, we cannot shorten it and we use 바다요. 찾다, like 받다, becomes 찾아요. Then how would 오다 change in a sentence? There is O in 오다. You also use 아요 after O. So 오다 would be 오아요, but it is shortened and becomes 와요. It goes the same for 보다. There is O in 보다, so it becomes 봐요. Then what about verbs with final consonants? There is O sound in 놀 of 놀다, and since 아요 follows O, it becomes 놀아요. You can't shorten it since there is a final consonant 리을 in 놀, so it remains 놀아요. Let's take some time to summarize what we have learned. When there is a sound like in 가다 or a O sound like in 오다, you take 아요 to change it into 가요 and 와요. Shall we practice? Look at the following picture and change the correct verbs into 아요. 자다, 자요, 사다, 사요, 살다, 살아요, 보다, 봐요, 놀다, 놀아요. Well done. Then how would you respond to the question, 어디에 가요? You have to use the postpositional particle 에 to indicate the destination you are heading to. For example, if you are going to school, you say 학교에 가요. If you're going to the park, you can say 공원에 가요. If a person asks specifically 학교에 가요, you can respond 네, 학교에 가요. If you're not going to school but the library, you can respond 아니요, 도서관에 가요. Shall we practice it together? 학교에 가요? 네, 학교에 가요. Excellent work. Shall we practice talking about places? First, look at the picture and respond as in the example. 어디에 가요? 학교에 가요. 어디에 가요? 집에 가요. 어디에 가요? 도서관. 도서관에 가요. 어디에 가요? 마트. 마트에 가요. 어디에 가요? 화장실. 화장실에 가요. Shall we practice some more? Second, look at the correct picture and respond as in the example like 학교에 가요? 네, 학교에 가요. 집에 가요? 네, 집에 가요. 병원에 가요? 네, 병원에 가요. 공항에 가요? 아니요, 회사에 가요. 회사에 가요? 아니요, 대사관에 가요. Well done. Shall we take a look at a couple more words describing places? Practice on your own using the following vocabulary. 극장, 서점, 우체국, 편의점. Please pay attention to the pronunciation of the word 편의점. The second syllable 의 is pronounced like E instead of 의, which is a little bit hard to pronounce. So easily pronounce 편의점. Repeat, 편의점. Do you think you will be able to respond when you are asked where you're going? And do you think you will be able to ask the same to a Korean person? This concludes our lesson for today. 고맙습니다.